Long days and pleasant night, fellow constant readers, and welcome again to the HSFF audio blog. It is Friday, the 12th of January 2024, and today I will talk about the first Dark Tower novel by Stephen King, The Gunslinger, because I just recently finished the audiobook. And matter of fact, this is my so-called second trip to the tower, because I've read the series, all 8 books, quite a while ago, when I was at university, reading it on the lawns of the university gardens. Good memories, and somehow I had the urge to start the series again, because it was so mind expanding and great. And you know what? After Christmas, I decided just do it. Why not? And so that's where I'm at now. So The Gunslinger, it was first published in 1982, and it contains several chapters which have been written and published in magazines before. I think the earliest writings go back to 1970 or so. So we have earliest Stephen King material here. And this book in itself, it's quite diverse. So it's certainly not a comfort read. At the same time, this is the first in a now 8-part book series. It is Stephen King's magnum opus, his biggest and most important series. And The Dark Tower, it's the central and essential core building block of Stephen King's literary universe. The tower, it stands in the middle of it all. So we have great works like The Stand, which can be seen as a prelude to the Dark Tower series, and we have novels like It, which have some slight references to the Dark Tower series. But then we also have novels like Insomnia or Black House, which are written directly to be interconnected with the Dark Tower series. So it's quite fascinating. The more of Stephen King's work you read, the more subtle nuances and references to this series you will find. So, what is it about? Let me start like this. The man in black fled across the desert, and the gunslinger followed. The desert was the apotheosis of all deserts, huge, standing to the sky for what looked like eternity in all directions. It was wide and blinding and waterless and without feature, save for the faint, cloudy haze of the mountains which sketched themselves on the horizon, and the devil grass which brought sweet dreams, nightmares, death. End of quote. So we have some great and mind-blowing world building right in the first sentence, and it continues in that vein. We have a cowboy figure, Roland Deschain, the last gunslinger in a post-apocalyptic world, hunting his sworn nemesis, the man in black, the wizard Walter O'Dim, known to him as Martin, the one who betrayed his parents. It is not so clear exactly why he is hunting down the black man, in the beginning at least. But we have very stunning images in this novel, and the gunslinger, it becomes clear then, has this one singular goal. This is his journey, and he needs to find the man in black and later on the Dark Tower itself, which is this nexus of all realities. So the first book really is the first chapter in this enormous journey to the Dark Tower, which shows off Stephen King's best writing and some of his best characters. And some of his most creative villains also. The first book is a bit heavy in the sense that it doesn't seem to fit very well together. And honestly, the writing, it's his earliest writing. He became better as a writer. But still, it's fascinating and good enough to continue and to power through here. The other Dark Tower books are a bit more advanced in tone and in prose. But this one, nonetheless, is a must-read. I found it also quite heavy because it has this, let's call it quasi-religious rambling in many chapters going on. So people are referring to the good Lord Jesus. I mean, this is a post-apocalyptic story, but still a lot of, let's say, American fundamentalism shines through. Then again, it's like a Wild West scenario. We have Roland the Gunslinger. We have deserted towns. We have way stations here. There are brutal shootouts in this book, and one disturbing scene where we get the whole gravity of Roland's singular mind to hunt down the Man in Black when he slaughters a whole village of people. Then again, there are fantastical elements here. We have demons, and we have the slow mutants living down in some forgotten mine shafts below the mountains. Quite fascinating. I really love this part. Roland meets Jake, the boy, for the first time. And this is a relationship that's going to end in tragedy. But also one which we will be delighted to discover that receives a second chance in the other books. There are many flashback chapters to the childhood of Roland. He lived in the land of New Canaan, and it was quite fascinating and imaginative, because this was like a post-apocalyptic knight society, but there's no knights, there's cowboys, there's these gunslingers, and the children, they have to go through this very rigorous and brutal education program by this man Cord, who is not shy to beat them very hard. And it's actually their rite de passage, their step into maturity to finish down this master Cord. And Roland, he will do it, but it will bring down his hawk, David. In the end of the book, he catches up to the Man in Black. And this for me was the most fascinating aspect of the novel. Because there's no execution or something. No, there's a deep and fascinating philosophical talk, a dialogue between these two, in which the Man in Black gives insights into the nature of reality itself, into what the Dark Tower might be, and why the gunslinger should never arrive there. He reads his fortune by tarot cards, and these are leading up to the next book, The Drawing of the Three. Alright, I'm going to stop here. As you see, I found this book highly inspirational. It became addicting again. I'm now on my second journey to the tower, as we constant readers say. And I will continue with The Drawing of the Three. So this time I'm listening to the audiobooks, and this first audiobook, it was read by George Giddel, He did a good job, I think, but I saw that the rest of the series is narrated by another narrator, so I'm excited to see if he can keep up this level. But I've heard good things. So if you made it to the end, feel free to give a thumbs up and to subscribe, maybe even. Thanks a lot, and bye bye. Till next time.